Mike said that the sauna scene and Ashley running over Wilden is burned into his brain. And I honestly did not remember either of those things happening. So that is not burned into my brain. But it was nice to hear that he remembered a lot from this episode.
The sauna scene made me feel so scared and uncomfortable.
So scary.
Yeah. Wow, 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 wow. Lots to discuss in this episode.
Lots to discuss. We're discussing season 3, episode 20, titled Hot Water, aired February 19th, 2013, written by Andy Reeser, and this one was directed by Chad Lowe.
Ooh.
The summary, I have a little summary today. The Hulu summary was just too long. And I'm like, you know what? We got to get down to business. So holding new information about Detective Wilden, Aria, Emily, and Hanna are on the hunt for answers about the detective's past. Spencer finds someone to lean on. Oh.
I hope you were picturing my face.
I was
Screaming at the TV, eating my poke bowl, dropped my chopsticks, and I was like, no! I was about to flip a table. I was like, I cannot believe we're doing this right now.
I know. Why? He is literally a cockroach. We cannot get rid of him. I need
to know, is he just the coolest person to work with?
I hope so.
The writers are like, get him back. We love having him on set. Yeah, that's where it leaves me. I'm like, he's just got to be a really cool dude to work with.
Yeah, I should say they do weave him into the story more, obviously, as the show goes on.
Yeah.
But right now, he is just not serving any purpose for me and you. He's just a guy that people can just kiss when they feel like lonely.
Just a guy that people can kiss.
I don't understand this show. And I'm trying to think of our other teen dramas and if this has happened so infrequently or more frequently than I'm remembering. But I feel like in this show, it is almost every other episode, someone is kissing someone for no reason. It's just like, oh,
yeah.
Ezra's gone. Let me kiss his brother.
Yeah.
I'm sad. Let me kiss Wren. Like,
right. Also, like,
why?
And I'm sure it makes sense. So maybe why couldn't we have kissed Andrew Campbell?
Right? It would have been so much more interesting.
I'm coming to check up on you. There was a freak out last week. What was that about? Do you need to talk about it? Yeah. Let's have our anger banger.
Technically, they say the team is in New York. I don't know why they're in New York now all of a sudden. Did they get like past the first round? Because Spencer's like, oh, the team is in New York.
Oh, right.
So technically Andrew is in New York, but it would have been nice to see if we needed to have this.
Yeah, right.
Part of the episode, it could have been Andrew, and that would have been way more interesting to watch. We are so over watching Wren and him just being a predator to every teenage girl in the town. It's just gross.
I did love Melissa's reactions to him, though.
Same.
Oh, absolutely. I know we're jumping ahead, but she says to Spencer, no company is better than bad company. And I was like, yes, Melissa Hasty. My goodness, have I said that to my friends who are making bad decisions with bad dudes?
Right. Like, we know it feels good in the moment, but
not good.
For the long run, it's not going to work out for you.
That's right.
Someone's going to get hurt, and he's not the type of person you should be leaning on. And I guess because Spencer, she can't lean on her friends right now because technically she can't tell anyone anything because she doesn't want anyone to get hurt. But it's like, and because she doesn't give a shit about Wren. She's like, oh, I guess let Wren get hurt.
Yeah, I mean, let's just use him. We've have that rapport with each other, so
yeah,
whatever.
We'll start with Hanna for the summary. The girls are at the brew. They're discussing what just occurred last week with Jason and the elevator, and they're confused as to why Cece lied about knowing Wilden. Did she lie? We don't know. Is she a contender for Redcoat, which you had predicted, I think, last week?
Yeah.
And during this time, Wilden comes to the brew, and he says to the girls, I don't like when people start rumors about me, and you guys should get home. And Hannah's like, rebuttals and says, well, we know you were on a boat with Cece and Allison.
I couldn't
And the
believe
girls are
it.
like, "No, Hanna, please don't say
She's like,
anything."
she couldn't help it. The words escaped
Sh
so quickly before
Right.
her mouth closed.
They're
She couldn't
all
help.
they're all so beyond over this situation that any little lead they have, they're like, "We just need to just get it out in the open because
Yeah.
if I keep any more secrets, I'm literally going to combust."
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
So the girl's like, "Hannah," and he gets out and the girls then leave, and the next day, Hannah and Ashley are walking down the block and they witness Wilden, like, shoving Cece into his car. She's not going willingly. And just then, Wilden looks from across the street and he looks at Hannah and they share eyes. And Ashley's like, "What is this about? I'm not okay with this. What do you know?" And this is when Hannah mentions to Ashley, she's like, "I think there was a relationship between Wilden and Ashley and Allie." And Ashley says, You need to not you need to leave this situation alone. Those accusations are huge. You can't just go
Yeah.
around saying things like this. You can be in danger.
My
You and your
God.
friends need to stop." The girls are confused because they thought Cece was on Wilden's side of this and they thought maybe she was protecting Wilden, but maybe they got that wrong and it looks like Cece could be in some danger. So Ashley is out dining by herself like the queen that she
Which
is.
I love. We're not working on a project or after hours on anything at like a coffee shop. No, we're at a fine dining restaurant.
It was
Where
like a
like
French restaurant. It
never
was
have seen this.
gorgeous.
Where is this Rive Gauche? Where is this place?
R.I.P. Reeve Gauche. I wonder if we talk about that again. But
I would love to know,
I
but I
think
love it. I love that she's there by herself working on I'm assuming she took her job home with her and
yeah,
that's what
she
she's
she
doing,
works
right?
hard. She has long hours, and she was like, "I just want to get some really good
Love
food
it.
and work there." And so she's working by herself. She's eating, and Wilden comes over, and he gifts her a glass of wine. And she was like, "What is this about? I don't want to get into this with you. Please stay out of my business." And he's pushing her. "You need to tell Hannah to stop talking about me."
How did
She's,
he know she was there?
I guess, because that I don't know. I don't know. I guess it's a small town.
We've never
Or he
seen
just
this
or he's
place
just been
though.
following her
Yeah, I think
all
that's
day.
probably it. Like, I need to approach Ashley and shut this down.
Mhm.
So he probably did follow her.
Yeah, so he was probably watching her all day, led to this restaurant, and he tries to make nice, and she just is not having it, and he pleads with her, "Look, you need to tell Hannah and her friends to stop. This could ruin my reputation." And Ashley's like, You seem pretty scared for this accusation. Like, obviously you're guilty of something."
Mhm.
So she leaves. He follows her in his cop car. He pulls her over. He makes her get out of the car. This is so dangerous. And the way he's abusing his power is disgusting.
Right, and also all this is being filmed.
And all of it's being filmed. And like he knows that. But I guess because he's so desperate for Ashley to make
Well, to
do of
me,
her.
I was like, he knows exactly what he's doing because on film with no sound, this is gonna look pretty bad.
Right. Like
Ashley
he's
refuses to get
arresting her.
out.
Mhm.
Ashley refuses to get out, and then obviously they have their conversation and then other things.
Absolutely. So he is again really nasty, really accusatory. You better, or else I'm going to do it. I'm going to make Hannah shut up. He grabs her arm. She's like, "Get off of me. I'm going to tell your supervisor that you are threatening a child. I'm going to report you." She gets in the car and he does not move out of her way. She's so desperate to leave. She's scared. She said it looked like he was reaching down in his pocket to maybe pull out his gun. So she just slams on the gas and she hits him and he flies up in the air and falls to the ground and is presumably, she doesn't know, dead or what.
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe Ashley was doing something like this.
I know. Oh, I mean, I can,
No, I know,
but
but like, we've seen the girls do all of the violent acts. And so the fact that now a parent is doing it and something that actually took place, not like Byron imagining or us
right.
assuming
Hmm.
Byron did things, right? Wow.
I know. It was good. Like
It was really good. It was really good, and my jaw dropped.
yeah, and
So,
as
this
you
was really
said,
good.
the audience sees that. I guess, like, they have a dash cam. Every cop car has that basically
Yeah.
that recorded this whole thing.
Right.
So Kat says, "Is it wrong to respect Ashley for running over Detective Wilden?"
No, like, Ashley,
Much
go
respect.
girl. Much respect. It's just now this is gonna be really bad. Like, part of me wants I don't know, part of me is all over the place, but part of me does want Pam to get involved and cover for Ashley. I don't know how Pam would do that because she's not higher up, but maybe somehow I don't know, and I don't think that's gonna happen, but I'm like, Pam is our connection, and, like,
I
if
love
Pam and
that.
Ashley could team up, my goodness gracious, love.
Oh my god, I love that so much. That's something
Right?
I didn't even
I
think
know.
about, but the fact that she works for the police station would be
Yes.
useful. Yeah.
Yes.
Everyone wants to know, do you think Wilden is dead?
I don't.
You don't. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, rest assured, if Ashley was the one that took him out, wow, wow, wow. But
Right?
also we need answers.
Mm. There's still questions about Wilden and that summer and everything
and
that we need to know.
Cece, all of it.
Right.
But I also could see the show taking him away from us and being like, well,
Mm.
wasn't that important? Or like, this is all you get. The
Mm.
mystery continues.
Right, right.
Yeah.
The Aria storyline we have in this episode, Wes is gone from her house. I guess it's presumably the next day
Yeah.
because he has folded the sheets. He's left. She goes over to Ezra's. She's walking into the apartment, not even realizing and looking up because she's on the phone. Well, she's leaving Wes a message to tell him, like, we need to talk about the situation. And luckily, she doesn't spill the beans about what that situation was because she's surprised to see Ezra. Ezra's surprised to see her, who just walks in and out of their boyfriend's apartment all the time, but
Well, what were
whatever.
you going there for?
Right, what were you going there for? Maybe to see if Wes was there? I'm not
Maybe.
really sure,
But you
but
were walking
Ezra's there.
into Ezra's apartment on the phone, leaving a voicemail
Leaving
for
Wes a
Wes.
message, yeah.
Okay,
I guess
whatever.
she didn't expect Ezra to be there. He says he got home at 3 a.m., he passed out, and now, he's home. And Arya really doesn't let him off the hook, which I feel like it was, at least in the beginning. She's like, hello, you were radio silent. What happened to you? You didn't call me on all those nights that you were pondering and wondering what was happening with the situation. And he says he didn't want to drag her into the situation,
Yeah.
which I respect. But I also feel like you could still be like, hey, everything's cool. We're having dinner. I don't know. Like, you could have kept in touch better than what you
Yeah,
did.
or I just need space right now.
Right. Or give it a clean. I think it's time we don't speak, at least for these weeks that I'm here, because I don't want you to feel left out or involved somehow. And
Yeah.
I don't know. It was a really tricky situation.
Yeah.
I feel he did a better job than Mr. Luke Danes, but that's just me.
Oh,
You know?
100%. And to give Ezra a little compliment there.
Right? I'm giving him that's a big
It's a
compliment.
huge compliment.
So at least and we'll see again, like, more next week. He feels like he needs to balance these two worlds that he now has, and he doesn't want to lose Arya. He loves Arya. He wants things to work out between them, and they're gonna try to work it out somehow. So it kind of like dampers her anger for a little bit, but she does tell Hanna later on, like, yeah, I was attracted to Wes and I thought I went there for a minute, but that's because I really missed Ezra, and I am still kind of mad that he shut me out.
Yeah. I felt like
Yeah.
Ezra, I felt torn in this. I wanted more tension between them,
Mm.
actually,
Yeah.
because I just think we needed more time. Also, when Ezra said, I do want you in my life, I need to balance it, for some reason, his delivery just didn't land with me. I felt
Mm.
like it was disingenuine.
Oh, okay. And you know what? Also, when Arya leaves the apartment, you see her close the door. I almost waited for them to, like, reframe it back to Ezra with, like, a look on his face,
Yeah, like
but they
I
didn't.
almost like I'm saying the things I know I should say, but I don't actually feel them.
Right. I'm going through the motions of telling you this is how it should be, but I don't really know if that's how it could be,
Right.
which is It's so tricky, and the more
Yeah.
we get into this storyline, unfortunately, the worse and worse it gets for
Oh, I'm
Ezra and
sure
Aria.
it does. I'm sure it does.
Yeah, and to make it all worse for Aria, Dianne has to get her nose in all of the business. So she sees Aria at the cafe and she tells Aria, like, I know how it looks, but if you could believe it, I was doing this out of out of Ezra and Maggie's best interest, at least for my son. Um, she paid Maggie to stay quiet about her son,
Yeah.
which really, oh, that's so tricky. And so after that, Dianne says to her, "Well, I'm so happy that Wesley is home. He's going back to school. He's on the right path." And she like passively aggressively thanks Arya for that.
Right.
Like, "Oh, you got him to see the light and he came home." It's like you forced him to come home.
I know. He had no choice.
He had no choice. He went back to his mommy and now he's living out the life he didn't really want. And so she tells Arya too that I think that you and Ezra, it's not really going to work out. It's comical for you to think that this situation is going to be working out in your favor. And Arya's like, well, my parents would have given me a choice and they wouldn't have just like uprooted my life and, hid this from me. And Diane's like, child, I did this because I needed to do it. And you can't possibly understand the severity of this situation. Look at you. You're only a child. You're a child yourself.
I mean, I get her point too.
Mm-hmm. Me too. No,
I mean, I don't approve of what she did,
right.
but I do get what she's saying.
Exactly. I totally understand where Diane is coming from, and I understand where Aria is coming from. I'm trying to even put in my shoes now as a 36-year-old. If my husband had a child from another, like what will we do?
Right.
It's different. It's different, and this unfortunately is something she has to deal with when she's in high school because she's dating someone who is older than her. It's not like he's 17 as well and he got some girl pregnant like a year ago. This is a 7-year-old boy.
Right.
Yeah. So she goes back to Ezra's place and Dianne and Ezra are fighting about Aria, I guess. And during this time, he's like, you're not going to tell me how to live my life. I love Aria. I'm not going to stop doing that. And he tells his mother, like, get out and give me your extra key. I know you have a key. Basically, like, I don't want to see you ever again. Like, you're
dead to me.
You're dead to me. Like, the way you've treated me and my son and my son's mother in this situation is awful. And so to retaliate, she later on then apparently owns Maggie and Malcolm's condo and she's going to sell it from under them. How is that even possible?
Also, like,
why can't Maggie pay for her own apartment, her own condo? I'm confused.
Right.
Like,
but also
she's been letting her pay for this whole time.
Can we go back to the A stuff? Like the fact that I'm like, I don't care. Maggie's great. You're gonna be uprooted. Oh no. Oh my gosh. This is just
Michelle, totally. This is why I'm saying, like, with the Caleb and the dad situation, the Ezra and the kid, like, who cares?
Who cares? Or just say, like, Ezra's with his kid and he's not in this episode, just like Caleb. Caleb was with his dad. How are things going? They're working on...
Right. No, we had to fully fledge out this entire storyline for Ezra. And it's frustrating to watch because nobody actually cares. I don't think there's one person watching this show that was excited to see this storyline play out, especially for those Azaria shippers. Like, this is like a situation where it's going to split them. It's going to make them have this issue in their relationship. So I don't think anyone was looking forward to this.
Did your mom watch PLL with you every week?
She did. I wouldn't say it was every week, but she definitely watched it a bunch.
And I know she thinks Ian Harding's a cutie because she'll tell us about the Christmas movies he's in.
Of course she does.
How'd she feel about Ezra? Do you remember? If not, can you ask her how she felt about Ezra and Aria?
I should ask her. You know what? I feel like my mom probably wouldn't remember how she felt or what even happened in the show. She kind of just watched it to like hang out with
us. Yeah. I'm a cool mom.
She was like, oh, this is cute. Oh, she's so pretty. Look at her outfit.
Totally.
Oh, he's so
That's
cute.
how my mom watched my shows with me too. I get it. I totally
and
get
now
it.
Even now in my life, my mom would be like, oh, remember when we used to watch shows together? I'm like, I know, Mom, but we can watch shows separately and talk about them. You know?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's how my mom watches everything. She watches a lot of TV now that no children are in the house. Like, she binge watches, like, so much TV,
Yeah.
but I don't know if she really absorbs
No,
any of
same with
it.
my mom too. And my mom will just like watch episode 3
Oh,
of
my mom
season
too.
5 and be like, "Oh, this show's great." I'm like, "You have no idea what happened. What?"
I think that's just their generation.
I know.
They you know, I mean, obviously we were used to commercials too, but they kind of just were like, click the TV on, whatever was on, we're gonna
So
watch,
true.
and
So true.
that's how they've always lived their lives.
Yeah.
Okay, so over to Spencer, and I thought it was so funny last week. We were like Blumsburg, Blue. It was Lewisburg.
No, I can't. I know. I was
You're
like,
like Bloomstein. I'm like, is it
no.
like Louisville? I could not remember the name, but it was Lewisburg,
Lewisburg.
Pennsylvania.
Yes.
So in the beginning of the episode, Spencer gets a text from Wren, basically, catching up with her, making sure she's okay. And the girls are asking what it's about. So she gives them a quick catch up of, yeah, he witnessed me lash out at Mona, and doesn't really give the details about like me trying to kill her. But she's like, yeah, he witnessed that. Nothing's happening. So Spencer's having a really hard time still, as she should, and she can't even get out of bed. She's been skipping school. I don't really know how long she's been skipping school,
I
because
know.
Melissa's only been there like a day, but then Melissa got a haircut, which we don't even talk about.
I love
She
her
looks
haircut
I
though.
love
So cute, Melissa Hastings. You look
so cute.
so good.
I wish it would have been like, yeah, I just got back from my haircut. I'm just coming here to check on you, because
Just
it's like
fill
it's
it in.
clearly supposed to be the next day, and right.
Yes, that's what I mean. Again, I have no idea. We're in November. How many
Right. Oh,
days,
well,
minutes,
it's like day
hours
45, 41 in November right
days
now.
have
Cat said.
passed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she tells Spencer, you've been skipping school. I really am not going to lie to mom and dad anymore. You need to go. So she appeases Melissa. She goes, and she is having her free period, I guess, in Ella's empty classroom.
Yeah.
But then Ella arrives later, because I guess it's going to be time for class. And Ella says to Spencer, like, I know you've known you since you were a little girl. You are a kind person. You're stronger than you are appearing. And if you ever need anything, like, my door is open for you. And I just thought that was so beautiful as a
Yeah.
mother, but also a teacher and authority figure for her, of just being like, I'm here for you if you need me. I know what it's like to be in a really bad breakup. Like this,
Right.
I get it. So then Spencer leaves, and she's like torn up about what Ella says, I guess because she's realizing, like, I am so broken. And she runs into the restroom because she sees Aria, and Aria runs after her, and she slams the door in the stall, and she's crying. And Aria's like, hey, I need a friend too. You can't just shut everyone out because you're sad. Like, I'm sad too. Ezra's back. I don't know where my life is going. But Spencer doesn't want to talk to her.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did. I thought that was sweet. I mean, when we get Aria Spencer, Sparia, if you will.
Sparia. She needs
We
Team
get
Sparia.
Sparia moments. I always enjoy their friendship moments. And I like
Yeah.
that Aria referenced their ship name to her.
Yeah, I know. I like that too. Like, because during the time they were probably tweeting, people were tweeting like, "We love Team Sparia," and so
Yeah.
the writers really did add a lot of that in there. So that
Yeah.
was really cute. But
Yeah.
Spencer really wasn't having it. Later on, Spencer's at the brew, and Wren goes over to her. She apologizes for using him, and he's like, "I deserve to be used." Come on, because he says to her, as we all know, I just went because Mona told me that you and Toby broke up, and I thought maybe, it was stupid, but I just wanted to see you.
So angry. I hate this so much.
Same.
I-
He is the most pathetic person
so
on this
pathetic.
entire show. He has no
Agreed. Life. Agreed. He's so pathetic.
Yeah, I shouldn't say that. He has like a very important life. Career-wise, but he has nothing else going on for him socially that he needs to prey on the teenage girls that actually, honestly, they don't, which is so sad. Like, they don't really care about him.
No.
Like, he should be this like older, mature, sexy British guy, and to them they're like, it's Wren.
He's disposable.
He is so disposable. And to me and my feelings, he's so disposable that I'm so sick of seeing his damn face. Julian, you have a beautiful face, but I'm so sick of seeing it.
Yeah.
Because this character is just so unlikable.
I would love to know.
Maybe I'm alone. Are we alone in this?
We must be. Julian, what do you think about your character of Wren? I would love to know. What do you think? Were you like happy to be, again, were you just like the coolest dude to have around? Because
with his British energy.
yeah. Are there
I
interviews
don't
of him
know.
floating around
I will
at his
look.
time on
I will
PLL?
look.
Not that I will, because, no
No,
spoilers, of
you
course.
will not look, but I will look.
Yeah,
I
I'm
will find
just
some stuff
so
because I'm curious.
curious.
I'm curious too. So Spencer is like, "Oh, well, if anything, it was nice to be in your company and like pass the time, basically." And so he's like, "Do you want to get something to eat?" And so I guess they get dinner. We don't really see that, but we see the aftermath of them walking, and she's telling him some childhood story, and it's supposed to be like kind of like this like romantic thing where she's opening up and being vulnerable. And he's like, "I gotta go. I gotta cover a friend's shift." And he leans in, and she stops him, in which that should have been the end.
That's right.
But then she decides to go in, and they start making out in the middle of the road. And when he's gone, she sees Redcoat, or what she thinks is Redcoat, and she chases after her, but she can't find her.
Yeah.
When she gets home, she decides she's gonna take a quick sauna. But before that, Melissa's like, "You smell like Wren," and
I would know. I bought him that cheap perfume.
I
I was
bought
like,
him that perfume, that
cologne,
cologne.
whatever. Yeah. I was
Yeah.
like, Melissa, you are giving this episode. It is
Mm-hmm.
so good. I
Mm-hmm.
enjoyed all of her moments.
Yeah, me too.
I really
She's
did.
like, "Spencer, you were spiraling down the one direction, the British
That's right.
direction." So she gets into this very fancy sauna/shower. Like, whose house has this?
Jealous.
This is crazy. If you
Would
have one,
love to.
please let us know, because this
Yeah.
is like, this is definitely like a luxury.
This is
This is like how
bouge.
you guys have heated floors in your bathroom. Like, this is like the next
Oh my
level
gosh. This is
bouge.
what I want. Steph, who I used to work for, she had a sauna in her shower, but it wasn't like this. I mean, it was a lot smaller. It wasn't, didn't have all these functions, but that was really enjoyable. But I was like, man, do I want this?
Yeah. The
Oh,
steam, and she's just there in the towel, luckily for the audience.
right.
She's in the towel and she's just having some steam. And while she's in there, of course, one of the A-team members locks her in the sauna with like the toilet plunger. And so nobody's around. Melissa's gone.
Yeah.
Nobody's here. And then apparently she texted Aria. We don't know when she had texted Aria.
When?
About what? Because
Right.
is she trying to apologize? Like, "Hey, I know I, wasn't a good friend to you earlier. I'm sorry," kind of thing. Come over. Like, we never see any of that. And maybe there was a deleted scene or something like that.
Yeah.
But she's in the sauna and it's getting really hot, and she realizes she's locked in the sauna and the steam is burning her, basically. She can't get out. She's screaming, she's pounding. Nobody's around to open it. She sees in the condensation that A had left her a message: "Steamy with Wren, steamy with me." And so Arya, at the last second before Spencer like passes out, gets her out of the sauna, and she is beat red, shaken up. And Arya's like, "What the hell happened here?"
Again,
What
the
the hell?
logistics. I just have to let it go. I have to let
I
it go.
know. I
How did you
know.
know she was gonna go in the sauna? Did A read the text message that maybe she sent to Arya?
Right, like, "I'm gonna take a
The
steam, but
steam.
then just come over after." Like, we
How
have
did you
no
get in?
idea.
How did you hack the system? Like,
Right, because she couldn't turn it
what
off.
the
It
heck?
makes no sense, but,
We let it go.
we let it go. Kat says, "Was this Nobe? Was this Mona?" Mike adds, "Was this Melissa?"
Yeah, I mean, Melissa makes the most sense. She's in the house. She knows
Mm-hmm.
how everything operates.
True.
Uh,
Yeah.
I don't think it was Mona.
Okay.
I
Well,
don't know
and as
why,
Spencer said,
but she's in
Mona
New
is
York.
in New York.
That's right. She kept saying that, like, it can't be Mona. Mona was in New York.
Right. So it has
So,
to be one of her minions,
yeah,
basically.
yeah,
Yeah. So she then tells Arya she knows who did this to
yeah.
her
Oh my
and
God.
who is working for Mona, and she's finally ready to tell them.
I can't wait. I
I
can't
can't
wait. I
wait.
can't wait.
Yeah.
Yes, let's do
I'm
this.
so excited. Well, the listener, Mike had said, who is she referencing working for the A team? Is it Toby, or could it be Melissa?
I think it's Toby. I think,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's the Melissa reveal, but I don't.
Right? That would have been definitely a little bit of a mind trick there where
Yeah, and I
like,
could
not
see
that
that.
she's right, not that she's not guilty of something, like, she definitely looks suspicious.
Because, as we'll get to, Emily and co. come to the conclusion of Melissa. So, it would make
Mm.
sense if at the same time, they're like, "It's Melissa working for,"
Right.
but
Right.
us as the audience, we haven't really seen all of that behind the scenes, so I'm hoping it's Toby.
Right. And like Spencer, like we know for a fact that Spencer knows this. So
Right.
it would make sense if
Right.
she were to tell the girls it was
Yes.
Toby.
Agreed.
All right. So lastly, Emily, she does actually eventually hear from Jason that he's staying with a friend
Yeah.
in Virginia for a while. So it doesn't seem like he was kidnapped, unless that's what they want you to think.
True. Oh,
You
good
never
point.
know.
Good point.
But he seems to be safe for now. Hanna mentions that maybe Caleb and Paige haven't really told them everything about what they have found out. And then this is when she reveals about the $5 bill with the Jamie incident. It's weighing on her. And Emily is like, oh, it's probably nothing. You just need to wait it out. And so Hannah says, well, you need to talk to Paige and see if there's any more information that she got on the Queen of Hearts. So Emily and Hannah go up to Paige and they want to come with her because apparently she's going to the costume shop to see Shauna because Shauna has some intel about the Queen of Hearts costume. And Paige is like, no, you guys can't come. She's really reluctant about it. And so the girls don't care. They come anyway. So when they get there, Shauna is like not keen on these other
There
girls
is
coming.
tension in that room.
She's like, oh, you're Emily? Doesn't care about Hannah
No.
at all.
Doesn't blink
And
an
then
eye.
Hannah makes like this stupid remarks about like, is she even a lesbian? She didn't even look at me.
You have no idea how the girls looked at me that one night
That
at
one night
girls' night or
at the
whatever.
lesbian bar.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then Shauna says, yeah, basically I can't tell you anything because it's my job. And Paige says, well, it'd be nice if you would have told me that on the phone instead of making me come all the way down here. And she's like, well, I didn't realize you would be bringing people
Right.
with you here.
Right.
So then Hannah makes a distraction of, can I go see the costume so that Emily can go into the computer and get the credit card log for the Queen of Hearts, at least the mask. I'm not sure if it's the whole costume, but I think it's the mask. And she gets it. She emails it to herself and then they leave. And Paige is pissed because Shauna gets in trouble for sending out these
the
credit card
transaction.
transactions. Right. Like you can't be doing that. It's really, Shauna's job was really on the line there. And then this is when Emily thinks that Shauna and Paige are a little too chummy, and she wonders if she was maybe cheating, and this leads her to think maybe Toby cheated because there's like what is so awful that Spencer like just can't get over. So Paige and Emily they disagree about this credit card transaction, and Paige tells Emily that she did date Shauna over the summer while Emily was in Haiti, but there's nothing to worry about now. Like you're my number one. I can't think of anyone else. Like she was just holding space for you until I, basically could be with the real.
She was a seat
person.
filler.
She was a seat filler, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Emily heads to Cece, who is packing her shit up. She is running out of her apartment.
She's zipping that suitcase, and there's red in there.
I didn't catch that.
Oh, yeah. There is, and hey, that might be just to throw us off, but there's an article of clothing that is red in that suitcase.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
That they would throw in some red there. So she's packing up, she's running out, rushing, and Emily is like, you need to tell me everything. She's like, I can't count on you to keep a secret, Em. Like, how dare you? And now I have to run out of town because Wilden is threatening me. And she doesn't have time to talk about why she lied about knowing him. And Emily presses her further and she says, look, I did think that Wilden got Allie pregnant and I thought he killed her to keep it a secret, but I don't know if that's true. Like, Allie lied all the time and Wilden's going to go out of his way to deny it. So there's nothing I could really do. I couldn't turn him into his police friends. Like, there was nothing I could do.
Right.
And now he's threatening me. And Emily says, well, Jason told me that he saw you with Melissa the night that Allie disappeared. And she says, yeah, Allie called me. She was really upset about some videos that everyone wanted, especially Melissa Hastings. And so I tried to go over there to calm down Melissa. And then Allie was gone the next day. I'm like, okay, this really has nothing to do with anything, but okay. And then Emily says, who took the photo of you three? I'm like, why is that important? But we have to add that it's important because it was Melissa.
It is important. And I mean, when she asked that question, I'm like, "Oh, good point. Who did take that picture?" I mean, it
Right.
could
Well,
have if
it could
it
have just
wasn't
been
important,
anyone.
it could have been, like, the captain or someone else on board, but
Right.
the fact that it was Melissa, so Melissa was also in
Kate
Cape
May.
May.
Right.
So I'm assuming Ian was also there too,
Right.
maybe?
And then maybe the NAT club, like Jason was there.
Right, right.
So maybe it was like a group trip and,
Yeah.
some shit happened.
Mhm. Yeah,
Kate
some
says,
shit.
is this the last we'll see of Cece?
It better not be. Is it?
It's not. No.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
Imagine she's on the island.
We get rid of Wes, we
Right. We
get
have
rid of
so much to do
Cece.
with her. Yeah. And then our last scene, A is playing the song Steam Heat, which brought me back to my dance days. I was like, oh my God, this song,
Did you break
classic.
out?
Yeah.
Did your body take over?
Yeah.
Did you know the moves?
And so they're putting together this wreath and a ribbon on it that states with deepest sympathy.
Yeah,
So Kat
funeral wreath.
says, who is the deepest sympathy flower arrangement for? What is this about?
Well, when Ashley and Hannah go back to the scene.
Yes. Why didn't I talk about that? Yeah, they do go back and his body is not there, but his car is still there.
Right. So I think this is just to symbolize Wilden, but I don't think Wilden is dead.
Yeah.
Maybe his body is missing, though. That would add some fun things to this story.
Right. It would be. It would be fun.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Wow. We're heating
Yeah.
up.
We are heating up. We got 4 episodes left of this season, and when I tell you I watched all of them.
Was it enjoyable?
It was really enjoyable.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had, my lady friend came to me yesterday, and so I laid in bed and I watched 4 episodes of PLL, and it was
Wow.
glorious.
That's
I was
amazing.
like laughing, like I was doing all the things, like really emoting.
Yeah.
And I was really enjoying it. So
I love
I
it.
look forward to the end of the season with you all, especially
Yes.
you, Michelle,
Yes,
since you haven't
Liz.
seen it.
I know.
Yeah. So we'll go over to Lucky Leon's Ladle. The scoop of the week is Rocky Road. It looks like Ezra and Aria rocked the boat too much with Mr. Fitz, and now poor Maggie might be out on the street. Cece is packing up and hitting the road now that it's got out that Allie might have been pregnant when she died. And speaking of hitting and roads, Ashley is on a rocky one, but I'm pretty sure that's just Wilden's body. He gives it 3 solid scoops.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Who is your MVP for this episode?
My MVP is Ashley.
My MVP is also Ashley.
I loved her so much. I love how much she's standing up for Hannah. I love that she's like, Wilden, you are not going to intimidate me, but oops, maybe I did kill you.
Yeah. Oopsie, I might have made an oopsie. Yeah, he's just been on since, and what's so great is, so there is a basically like a summary episode. It's episode technically 25 of this season, where they go from all 3 seasons to get you prepared for season 4.
Oh, nice.
And so you see like the pilot episode where Ashley is hooking up with Wilden, and I'm like, oh my God, like her hair, like it just, she looks so different. I'm like, remember that time where she and Wilden, like, she's hasn't gotten rid of this guy since the first episode.
And also,
now
Wilden, he's like, are you sure you know what you're doing? Like, Ashley, you have secrets too.
right, like I can expose yours.
Yeah.
She's like, no,
I'm going to protect my daughter. I just love the mama bear aspect of her. So.
Yeah, and like a blue ribbon for Ella for doing that for Spencer too.
Absolutely. And also Ashley telling Hannah.
Yeah.
She could have kept that to herself, like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I have to figure out this Wilden. I'm not going to involve my daughter. But here's the team telling her daughter right away and being like, oh, we have
Hannah's
to go
like,
see if the body's there.
Okay, yeah, let's go. Let's go see it. And she's like, I don't want you being involved in this. She's like, I already am. It's fine. Like, we just gotta get through this.
Right.
Your shittiest?
I mean, I chose Wren. It should be
Wilden.
It should be Wilden. It also could be Ezra's mom.
Oh, Dianne, yeah.
Like, Wilden sucks so much, but I just can't stand Wren, even though Wren didn't do anything. He was just there, opportunistic. I like Spencer. I want to take her out and kiss her if she's available. So my shitty is just for me. It's not like
right. It's because you really just didn't want to see him.
I just didn't want to see him. Yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
Who'd you pick?
I picked Wilden because
that makes sense.
His attitude was disgusting, and He's obviously got something to hide because he wouldn't be acting this way if he didn't.
Yes.
So it would suck if he was dead because then we really wouldn't know anything.
I know.
At least not yet. Cringy. I don't think this one was highly cringy.
No, I
Maybe
didn't feel.
Yeah. Like a 2?
Yeah. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, so I'm going to give you the title for episode 21
Here we
of
go.
season 3, titled Out of Sight, Out of Mind. My secret is that Emily hears from Toby and agrees to meet with her. Mm-hmm.
I got chills. That's so corny that I got chills.
Oh my God, so cute. You love the show.
I do. No, I do. But it's like my hopes and dreams and what is not going to be provided. So I feel like Toby will meet up. Oh, okay. I see this going 2 ways. Toby says yes to meeting up with Emily, right? Emily shows up and gets attacked by A, goes and tells the girls, and then Spencer's like, that was Toby.
Yeah. So, like, do you think in the beginning of the episode we're not going to see Spencer tell the girls about Toby? Or like at least in this episode, because we leave off.
I know. I do think. Oh my God, there's so many different ways we could do this.
So many.
So she could tell the girls, and then Emily withhold that information when she goes to, check out Toby and see if it's true, or just like get more information. I love Emily in these past couple because she's doing the A stuff.
She is.
She's doing the A stuff and she's doing a really good job at it. So maybe she will actually act as the intel, the spy.
Okay, yeah.
So like Spencer will tell the girls, Emily will meet up with Toby, see what she can find out. Pretend that she doesn't know.
Yeah.
Or Spencer doesn't tell the girls yet. Emily goes to meet up with Toby. It's not Toby, it's A. She gets hurt somehow, goes and tells the girls, and that's when Spencer's like, yeah, that was actually Toby.
Yeah. It could go so many ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, I look forward to next week. Like I said, I watched these next 4 episodes. They all have some good stuff going on. Some stuff that you'll be looking forward to watching, or maybe not looking forward to watching. So these next 4 episodes are really exciting. If you want to join us live for the finale,
yes,
doing that. We're going to be recording that on May 1st. So if you want to watch us live, watching this episode live and recording live, join our Patreon. You will definitely get those perks of live podcast episodes, watches, Discord chat, all the good stuff.
Yeah, all the goodies. Come join us.
Come join us over there, and we will see you again next week for episode 21. So close to the end of the show.